Assalamu alaikum. Suleiman Raheem here. Let's slay some demons. This is the Exodus timeline presentation. Let's proceed. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Suleiman Raheem here. Let's slay some demons. My previous video, I looked at it and I decided I should do a follow-up with more details. I think I want some more details because there's a lot of things that were said and I jumped over a lot of things. And I'm still not going to deal with all the particulars, all the details, because it's just a lot of information and it could take quite some time, 2 days more, and that's more than a presentation. That's a class. So I'm going to try to give this a little more detail, a little more clarity. Hopefully you'll understand, because what we're doing here is we're marrying, converging Exodus and Injil. Because the Exodus is a very clear timeline of our situation compared, with considering the Abrahamic covenant. Everything surrounds the Abrahamic covenant. Exodus is fulfillment of that covenant. And so it warrants maybe more careful or more detailed presentation, because this is dealing with our time right now. And the other purpose was, as far as the angel was concerned, sisters and brothers, the angel is your light. And it's the light that will get us, you, through the darkness. It is the light. The more you study it, the more you understand it, the brighter your light will be. Those who do not study it, they will be in darkness, because angel is your light. It's not a light, it is the light. And you must study to have that light, like the story of the 10 virgins. See, there was those that maintained your light and those that didn't. And then when the time came, the ones that didn't found themselves in darkness. So I can't emphasize that enough. The angel is the light. Now, the angel is not the light. Your knowledge of the angel is the light. Your knowledge of the angel is the light. Now, I've given you the light. Someone had to unlock the light, release the light. Now it's up to you to get that light now that it is available. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Now there will be some who consider themselves followers, blind, they hitch, their wagon to someone they believe that can see. That is very dangerous, because there will be a lot of people like that. See, but when that light goes out, you won't know who can see or not if you're blind. And so you hitch your wagon up to the person that you think you can see. You don't know if they can see or not. That's being lucky. Maybe you get lucky and hitch it up to the right person, but you won't know. See, you won't know. That's dangerous. I'm a follower. Yeah, many followers of Elijah Muhammad. Right? They took no interest in the light Okay, Elijah Muhammad presented. So when Elijah Muhammad disappeared, departed, they were left in darkness. And so it happened, right? They started trying to hitch their wagons up to someone they thought that could see, because they couldn't see. And so they got tricked by Khan, because he can't see either. He's walking around and can't go his way around. See? But he's telling them that he can see, and he cannot. So that's the danger of being a follower. Like I've said from the very beginning, I'm not looking for followers. The light is present, brothers and sisters, but it's not a light unless you turn it on. You have to open your eyes. I can't open it for you. It's up to you. So the more you study, the brighter your light will be. But it's going to be dark. It's dark now. Those of you who are eyes become open, you see how dark it is. You didn't realize how dark it was until you start seeing the engine. And you see how dark it's really dark right now. And it's going to get much darker. Only those who've been studying can appreciate it. Because now they can start saying, wow, man, they can start seeing what the scripture really saying. Okay, so we're going to move into the presentation. It's rather lengthy, but we'll see what happens. Now, before I go there, I want to talk about, lay out a certain understanding. The balance. Mathematics is all about balance. One side equal sign, other side equal sign. One side should equal the other side. But this was not an exception. Well, let me just explain. The universe expands and contracts. So it goes from positives to a negative. Then between, before it goes from positive to negative, it has to go through zero. Right? Understand that? So if you going down to, you're going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then you have to go to 0 before you go to negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. You get to a 0, you get to the other side. So the universe on the positive side, in its expansion, but it's going down lower and lower and lower. It's positive going one negative. So it starts at like a million, then it starts like 10, then 9, 8, because it started out positive, and it got more and more, because it's moving into tension, creative state of tension. So it started at positive 5, it's going down, so it gets to 0. That's at the point, right? Basically, we're in that situation now, it gets to 0, because all the energy is out there now. So it's 0, maximum tension. See, 0 is maximum tension. See? And then it starts contracting again. Then it starts going from 0 to 1, 2, 3, back up to 5 again. I've done that principle. See? So that corresponds to how much energy is on the planet. So at first, right, say energy was level 5, or lots of energy. Then it went down to level 4, down level 3, level 2, level 1, level 0. Energy deprivation. See, on the earth, because all energy is out there now. See, at first, the energy was 5 on the earth. Then it went down to 4, then it went down to 3, because we take the energy to create the heavens and the earth, to make heavens, right? So it gets down to 0. Energy deprivation, no energy at all. So it's 0. Then it starts contracting again. So then it starts contracting. So it's like going from 0 to 1 to back up again. Energy starts coming back. Okay. So, as we talked about the creation as far as the analytical and the spatial, the technical and the creative. Okay. So we kept the analytical under control for trillions of years, probably 76 trillion years. But it gets stronger and stronger and stronger as the universe expands, because we have less and less energy, right, to control it. So we see when it got down to zero, we had no energy to control it, so now it started asserting itself. See, 35,000 years ago, it started asserting itself, right? So you have this concept of leverage. Leverage means what you see on the left side here, right? Okay. When you see the one on the left, the top left, that's at the point of the negative. As you move in, get more and more negative. That means the leverage, see, the analytical mind, not constructive, devil's right, they have leverage. So in other words, things are more in their favor. Because see, that's the balance at that point. That thing on the bottom is called slip my mind just that quick. Anyway, it'll come back to me. Right. A fulcrum, right? So if you put it there, that where it is, that means that's the balance. So if two people have equal weight, right, then they might have equal weight, but the one on the left is going to have advantage because the fulcrum's in his favor, so towards the negative. So you have an advantage over the other one. That's happened during Dr. Yaqub's 6,000 years. He had advantage over us. See, because they had more energy than we did. They didn't know they didn't have any more energy we did. They just didn't need as much as we did. So we had the same amount of energy, but they didn't need as much. They had what they call it, money, like we have they call it income, I forget the term they use, right? Disposable income, right? So if I'm driving around a Lamborghini and he's driving around a Volkswagen Beetle, he makes the same amount of money, right? Then all my money may have to require to maintain that Lamborghini, so I can't drive it, I keep it in a ride. You got to drive once a week. He can drive all the way. That means he has power to rule now, because he doesn't need as much energy. He's a stripped down version of us. See? So, you don't, it's like the car, you don't have any power windows, power steering, no windshield, you don't have none of that stuff. See? Stripped down version, he don't need as much energy as he does, as we do. So that's what that is all about. Sales and advantage. Now you see the one in the middle there, that's where we are now. See? The one before that, that's what Chris called the age of grace. Why? Because the consequence, they didn't suffer as much. They didn't, in other words, they could do things and get away with it because the consequence was in their favor. That's why you have this statement in the Quran. It's an unusual statement. It says, "Oh, you least God what we've given you," but it comes with which there's no bargain, no friendship, no intercession, and the disbelievers, they are the ones that say, this left carefully, and the disbelievers are the others. They weren't the wrongdoers before that. They weren't the wrongdoers before that. See, at that point they're the wrongdoers because the power sits against them now. That's why it says we take Adam and we let him rule, but he's ruled and commission to shed blood. So if you're going to give rule, that means you're going to bless him, you're going to support him, even though he's making mission to shed blood. That's what that means. But now we are at the point where the balance is equal. That's the judgment, time of consequence. See, justice. You see, the God of consequences on the scene. See, so now they pay a price for all the wrongdoing they was doing. See, now the disbelievers are the wrongdoers. That's now they're the wrongdoers because now they pay a price. Everything backfires on them now. So I'm telling you, it's backfire. See, but they don't have any advantage over us anymore. Only bad you have on us right now is our ignorance. I would say my people are lost for lack of knowledge. On our ignorance. See? Because they're no powerful anymore because it's balance. See? That's the judgment. See? At that point. And what's on the bottom there? Okay, the bottom there, right, is the age of mercy. What did he say in the Quran? It says, I ordained mercy. So Allah says he ordained mercy for himself. What does that mean? He ordained mercy for himself. That's a curious thing. Allah said he ordained mercy for himself. Because now it's in our favor. And hereafter, once this judgment, everything's over, right? Energy level is now in our favor. And so we have more energy and more energy. So even our flaws and stuff, are covered over. I would say, though your sins were black as snow, black as night, or midnight or whatever, it'd be white as snow. Because now you're age of mercy. See? That's part of the reason why we can't allow any demons or devils to get in there. Because they get in there, then they can do all this damage and they get away with it. You have to clean the house before you let them in there. Because any flaws, anything you think you might have, you can cover it over. And you just get better and better and better. You get blessings no matter what. That's why it's important to make sure he cleans the house thoroughly. Because that's the way it's going to be all the way up to the beginning again, to the universe totally contracts. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. Now, why am I talking about this? Because you need to understand how these things work. That's so you understand what the scriptures say. See? You have to have complete, like I said earlier, I don't think maybe I didn't elaborate enough. You have complete faith in the angel. Because that is your life. If you have any faith in your life, then what good is it? Okay, this idea of Antichrist. See? Now, every time everyone's born, right, they produce a double. You may not realize what you do. It depends on where you're on that scale, the power your double has. See? So, on the top here, during that time of Yaakov after devils, when you're born, another person is born, there's your double somewhere on the planet, there's your anti, but in that case, he's much stronger than you. And everything that person does is causing you problems. You may never meet that person. See? But everything that person does, right? You may meet someone he's taught, or someone, a friend, there's a family member or something. But or in policies that he may go to war, he starts. Everything that person does is going to cause problems for you. Okay. Now you get in the middle here. Now you're double equal to you. So you can tell how powerful a person is, how powerful your double is. So they tell you how powerful Suleiman is because they call his enemies the Antichrist. And the Antichrist is false Israel. And so all of them people together equal him, how powerful he is. Let me say this again. Now, when you have your double is produced, it may not be one person, maybe five. So if you're 10, then you may have 2, maybe 5 plus 5, or 1 plus 9, right? Or 2 plus 8. Or you may have a 1. If you made 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Each one of them 1, have power of 1, but together they equal 5. So it could be any kind of combination. See? I'm going to go into a little more math, but I'm not going to do that. So you understand? So some people, right? A king maybe, right? He may produce a whole country that's how powerful he is. That's his anti. So that's why Antichrist was telling how powerful Suleiman is, because it says when he came into existence, because this person come existence when you do. They could see the same thing you could see. Okay? How many of it is? So you have, so like I said, it could be a nation of people, it could be one individual, whatever. So we see that Suleiman and false Israel being seen at the same time in 1948, between April and May 1948. So that shows how powerful he is, because it took a whole nation to be his anti. So I thought that's to point that out. Hope you understand that, the concept. But the good news is, brothers and sisters, like I said, though you see, that's why he is Farrakhan talk. Oh, he's so sinful and all that stuff. See, he don't even know what he's talking about. That's not God how much teaches. Said that's not for us teaching. We're righteous people by nature. See, he's the sinful. He's the man of sin. See, so because he's a man of sin, he sees. That's what he sees as sin. That's what he sees as sin. He points to everybody else. So the thing is that the good news, brothers and sisters, once you make it after, isn't it the mercy forgiveness for you? It's going to get better and better for you. See? So you perceive flaws that you think you have. You just get better and better with blessings. It's not going to be any cursing or hurt or whipping or punishment you have to believe. It's not one. Not for the seed of man blind. That's what I'm trying to explain to you, brothers and sisters. Okay, so let's move on. Now, this is 1948. I just talked about that, where false Israel and Suleiman came conceived at the same time. So, as I said, we're taking and we're combining. We're looking at Exodus. We're going to go through that timeline of Exodus, right, through the lens of the angel. That's what we're doing here. So we start our time in 1948, and we'll go all the way up to our deliverance, right? So we can start our timeline here, 1948. We could go back to 1930 when Rob came, but I don't think it's necessary to do that. Right? So it's 1948, and this is a structure, right? Okay. Now in chapter 12, we talk about this woman, right? Now that top one, that's the woman up top, right? Where you see flying and demons, and the woman's corrupted. And it tells that half of the risen nation been corrupted through rape for 20 years. They're demons. They're masters' children. They're house neighbors. So it's been corrupted. Okay. So it's the state of affairs at 1948. And we see Elijah there, right? The red ones that represents the African nation, right? We see the red ones there. Okay. So we see the parable about the wheat and the chaff. And it says the enemy sowed his seed, that's the chaff amongst the wheat. They was told not to separate them, not to harvest time. And Elijah Muhammad was supposed to minister to both of them, which he did. That's what you see right there. So most of this is angel language. You have to understand angel language. So let's move on. Now here, we're going to talk about the mindset of our captors. Because we don't need the CIA, FBI, and that stuff. Because angel is our intelligence. It tells everything. It tells how they think. It reveals everything. And the more you study it, the more you learn. So it unlocks all the other scriptures. So here's a scripture right here which talks about this Exodus, right? And it's talking about their mindset, our captors. It says, look, the people of Israel, children of Israel, are more and mightier than we. See, notice they know they were stronger. They know that. See? So come still shrewdly. In other words, they got a plan that they ain't gonna let you know anything about shrewdly. They ain't gonna let you know anything about it. You're not gonna see it coming. Remember, it says it'll come out as a snare. They have a snare set for you. It's telling you that. See? And it says because we're mightier, and there's more of us. And it's going to be more of us if we keep going. See? So, and if you understand democracy is all about population. And whoever the majority rules. And so it's telling you that we're just multiplying like crazy. See? And so they got to stop that. Otherwise, they lose control of their country. See? So if you look at these policies, see, they keep talking about, oh, I don't like Trump because this, or I don't like whatever. No, but I'm not into politics. I'm just explaining. See? What it's saying here. And what the policies is abortion. Keep your population down. Those are Democratic policies. Democratic Party policies. Abortion, that's one method, right? Okay. Another method is prison, crime bill, another Democratic Party, right? Put you in jail for almost nothing, right? Okay. For long periods of time, 3-strike laws. You can't produce children in prison. Then the third one is jobs. It's now your jobs overseas. So now you don't have any jobs, right? Or you have a job, you're not making that much money, right? So now you can't afford to have any children. You see the pattern there? Get the picture. Do you get it? So in this particular verse here, you can go and look it up, right? It talks about all that. It talks about abortion, trying to kill them. It talks about, right, jobs. You got the Injil is beautiful. The way it's characterized here says, well, let them see. This is because I'm not going into detail, but this is a reaction to Moses. So read the whole thing. They're saying because of this to Moses, now he's implementing this. In other words, this reacts to Elijah's prophet coming and showing that we are choosing Abraham and separate us what they don't want. Because as I said, that was part of the thing here. What they said, there's a war, they might fight against us. Because now they know who they are. This reacts to that. See? So when you go in there, it talks about, I said the jobs, immigration policies, to bring immigrants over here. Not darkness now. That was Haiti was on that southern border. They wouldn't bring them here. So war is one of the things, to get rid of the war. Everything is filled. Get into a war where they can draft you and get rid of you. But talk about this thing about straw. Because the question was, see, first they don't want us, but they don't want us to leave either. So they will leave. But there's another thing that most people are not paying attention, when no one's paying attention to, I know about. They said, okay, because they need us because of our creativity. See, they're technicians. Technicians can do nothing without blueprints, some ideas. Somebody has to get an idea, or they just sit there. They don't know what to do. They're technical, but you got to give them something to work with. Give them ideas. So put their technical abilities in. See, they're the ears, but we the beat. So you have to pay close attention to get this one. Because it's all there. It says, what it says? It says, remember this reaction to Elijah Muhammad. It says, well, they was making bricks, so that's fine. They was using our labor before. right? You know, this whole thing, you got to really scared. They've used our labor before. Doing so-called slaves as labor, right? But now they say, okay, I want to still make bricks. I'm not getting no straw to make bricks. I still want them to make the bricks, though. Now, how do you do that if you have a straw? You have to be creative. See, they tell you your creativity. They want your creativity now. It's all there, brothers and sisters. See, they want our creativity. But if they can't control us, they'd rather get rid of us. They're not going to take and walk around with one eye open, one eye closed, and say, oh, we use our creativity. We use our creativity after the same way Elijah Muhammad would do to take control of them. So they'll use as much of our creativity as they can, but if they can't control us and keep us under control, then they'll just get rid of us. So those are the things happening in this. See, abortion, throw them in war, you know, their jobs, see, because hey, that's what hope. They still make bricks and they have no jobs. So now you got to be creative. It's all there. Okay? So that tells you their mindset. That makes you understand more about what they're doing and why they're doing things they're doing. That's their mindset. They don't love you. They need us for our creativity. Because they're technical. They're the analytical side of the brain. We're the spatial side. They need us for our creativity. See? But they know what they've done to us, and they're afraid that we might take revenge. But they don't want us to overpopulate them, because therefore we control them. Then they don't want that. That's their democracy. That's the way their democracy in that situation. See? So you have to have abortion. Keep them. And right now, blacks are suffering pretty close to negative population growth, because I'm not sure if it's across the country, but I know in New York, more children are being aborted, more black children being aborted than born. That's negative population growth. And that way they won't be in it. They said we kept being populated, we kept going, going anyway. So they got to figure out a way to stop it. That is an existential threat for these sisters in the population. They can't come out and tell you that. See? And part of the reason why they're mad at Trump and got you all messed up, because either ignorantly or he don't know any better or whatever, he reversed all those policies. Now, he not? I mean, the Republicans, they got a plan too. They got different plans. They got a plan to get rid of us. They got the same agenda, different approaches. See, their plan is most of the war part. See? So understand that, brothers and sisters. See? So they got, and these demons, they're the ones. Remember, they have the same mindset, even though they may have a dark complexion. They have the mind. Remember, they're the seed of their mindset. They have the same mindset. They have the same brain construct. You understand that? Just because you get hung up on this skin tone thing. German Shepherd looks like a wolf, but they're not the same. But they're pretty close, but they're the same. See? But you get hung up on this, this skin tone thing, right? You are what your father is. See? They're demons. Okay? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Now we're still following Exodus. Right? So now we're in 1975, so we started in 1948. Now we're in 1975. Right? Now 1975, that was a major event, because it talks about in the Bible, says, I will take the shepherd away, and the sheep shall go astray. Let's talk about Elijah. I shall smite the shepherd. Right? Sheep will go astray. Right? Also talking about the son of perdition. Also in Exodus, remember, Moses goes back up to the mountain sea, right? Sephirah. And when he leaves, Aaron is left in charge. See? And we know the story, Adam messed everything up. They didn't want to talk about that. So that's a scripture. When it comes to that, oh, well, the scripture's contorted and it's corrupting everything. Well, says we don't subscribe to that nonsense here. Scripture, we don't believe that. But we do have problems with translations. Like, I'm having a problem with translation because you have to translate every text. See? That we use the transliteral as far as angel concerned. But you can get translators of the whole, also called in the Old Testament. In fact, you can go online and Strong's, S-T-R-O-N-G, possibly S, Strong's Concordance, right? That's fairly good, right? Because the concordance, they actually break down every word. It's not like a full translation. They actually just, tell you, the origin of every word and that kind of stuff. But, you want to study this. Now, I used to study that before I got a translator, right? And the best translator out there, as far as I'm concerned, is the Jehovah's Witness version. Because their site, jw.com, I believe it is, and they have it's free translator version of the so-called New Testament. And you cannot get anywhere in Injil unless you got a translator. Translator, they change word. Just translate the word. They don't try to translate the same, try to figure out what it means, anything. Just translate the word. King James Version, they translate their understanding of it. Okay. So here we are in 1975. This construct right here. Right? So what happens is that Elijah's taken away. So let's see what happens there. Before I go, Elijah's taken away. He's teaching, and he departs. So we're going to look at that and see how that works out. Let's walk through it, and then I should have something to say on the back end. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, this is 1975. Right? Elijah departs, goes back up to the mountain. Right? And so there's no one left in charge of NOI. See? Because whilst in Farrakhan, they got rid of the NOI. They tossed it, they buried it, they stomped on it, spit on it. Now it's in there. That was supposed to officially be in the NOI. That was officially supposed to be in the NOI. It started as a thing called rebellions, and it was Sunni orientated. They threw out all the Elijah Muhammad's teachings. In fact, Farrakhan denounced Elijah Muhammad. He don't want to talk about it now. He denounced him. Wallace had been denounced all the time. In fact, Wallace wasn't even he wasn't even a member in good standing in time Elijah Muhammad departed. In fact, he was actually banned. He was banned. So exiled. So how he got in charge, you ask me. Don't ask me. How did he get charged? Because Farrakhan was so-called supposed to be, he should have been one. But see, Farrakhan's a coward. I always say he's a coward. That's just a little diversion. That's why they got rid of Malcolm. See, they set Malcolm up. Because they knew they respected Elijah. He was sick. He was very sick. He was sick a lot. Right? And they expected he was going to die. And they knew if Malcolm was in charge, smoking, they could never have taken away from Malcolm. It was not in a million years. Now, I'm not excusing what Malcolm did at all. Right? He allowed himself to be deceived. That's his problem. But that's why they had to get rid of him. Because they knew no way in the world they was going to take away from him. See, because he was like, when he was a gangster, they used to call him Satan in prison. Nobody messed with Malcolm. But Farrakhan, he's truly proof. They know, Farrakhan, when the message was here, and like in theology time, we used to come to Chicago, I was scared. I'm right there, right next to the message with the heat up. And every time the message talk before, every time he take a breath, God, do that, Father. He's hollering, screaming, saying, that's right, like a little bitch. And I used to get mad. Life was getting mad because he knew what the mess was saying, because he kept, God, do that, Father. He was hollering, screaming like a little bitch. He's a coward. And then once Elijah wanted to pray, what he did, he ran away. He claims, if the wolf comes, he's going to take him. If the wolf comes, no, the wolf did come. And what did he do? He stand for the sheep? No, he didn't stand for the sheep. He didn't stand for them. See? He threw them to the wolves and ran and hid behind Massa. See, he let Wallace use him because he had standing, because he was not supposed to. They used him to get control of that money and everything. And he went along with that to get something. They didn't give him nothing. They threw him to the curry, or threw him to the curry like 2 good order. They didn't give him anything. He said, "With broke." Because they didn't give him anything. He thought he was going to get something. They used him. He's been used. The man's stupid. He falls for every little scheme that comes along. He fell for Obama. Right? He was telling everybody Obama dissed him. Right? He fell for Sharp and all those guys, and they dissed him. Right? Every time someone has been, the subject comes up, right? And, I'm sorry, God, I'm in bad shape. He give money. The sister's money. That's where he gets money from. Aside from the devil, because he's working for them. They pay him. He got a salary from them. And he gets salary from Saudi Arabia, But these sisters, they do all this fundraising for him and everything. I mean, messing up like that, sisters go out and do stuff like that. He pimping these sisters. These are my sisters, and he's pimping them. And so he gives their hard-earned money to these has-been clowns that shows up. Oh, Berg, I'm in trouble. And then once they get on their feet, they diss him. Man's clown. Anyway, so Elijah departs, and the nation has no leadership. Right? So that's the falling away verse it talks about. That's the falling away. Because there was no leadership that had wealth under it fell apart. You had some ministers that try to hold together like Silas and so I gave credit for that, but now he's off the page. But that's what happened. And so what Farrakhan did, he ran and hid behind Nasser. And all the other people that claimed there was Elijah Muhammad's relatives that carried on, Ishmael's mom and everything, they ran and hid. They left the country. They was in Mexico. How was they living in Mexico? They weren't working out there. They stole, took all the money, they grabbed them, get their hands on it. They wasn't following Elijah Muhammad. Ishmael tell you, you got to be smoking dope. So that's 1975, okay? So we see here Elijah departs, right? And there's no leadership, right? So the nation of Islam falls. No? That's what it's talking about. Chapter 12 says, the woman, she flees to the wilderness. That's what it's talking about. That's chapter 12 in the Injil. That's happening. That's the falling away. There's no leadership. I mean, there was nothing to hold together. There was no official nation of Islam at all. It's all gone. They got rid of everything. I was a foreman in the Muhammad Street newspaper. They got rid of the paper. They got rid of all the businesses. They got rid of everything. Farrakhan said, he gone. No, Farrakhan hasn't done a damn thing. He hasn't produced nothing in 42 years. See? He got rid of everything. And he does talk about the thousands and tens of thousands of people's lives he ruined. Because I was totally immersed in Nation of Islam. I worked for Nation of Islam. I financed my car to Nation of Islam Bank, right? I lived in Nation of Islam housing. I shopped at Nation of Islam stores, right? Went to Nation of Islam restaurants. I had to do with them at any level, right? And yeah, a lot of them, I didn't have any children at the time, but they went to Nation of Islam schools. You had a whole infrastructure. Now you have a lot of brothers. If you go back and look at Savior in 1974, look at it. And you see most of the people there are believers. Not like Farrakhan, he brings all these lost founders and everything his meetings. Most are the believers. That's why MGT. And you had people, I was there, people outside, or it was overflowing. Not this crap that he pulled that saved, so-called saved that. He don't even call it saved anymore. Because he saved yours, it's plural. Well, that who was that. Anyway, so a lot of those people, large percentage of them, was in the same situation I was in. A lot of them were felons, a lot of them had businesses that depend on the Nation of Islam followers, the Nation of Islam members. All that was gone. They lost everything overnight. And then the felons, right? They lost their families, they lost their jobs, a lot of them had to go back to prison. A lot of them died in prison because of the Nation of Islam, because they just offering jobs and things that they wasn't going to get out there in Caden's world. They wasn't going to get that out there. They wasn't going to get that. See? So now they're back in prison. I know when I had a third shift, the brother had the first shift, right? The brother's name was Sidney, right? He was a felon. I was a California, right? About a year or so later, I heard, he got stabbed and left. Out there hanging out. See? Because even when Farrakhan came back on the scene, we're going to talk about that in a minute, he didn't put anything back together. So thousands of people lost their lives, lost their lives back in prison and so forth, so on. He'll talk about that. He ruined. He's talking, I'm doing what? Hey, he's ruined more followers than Elijah Muhammad. And he claims he saved them with his Scientology and everything. So, okay, let's move on, brothers. So now we're at 1977. This is when Farrakhan returns. So it says there'll be a great falling away first. So he tried to change it. Says, well, no, the man of sin are the Jews. See, and I'm revealing them. So now they're falling away from them. That's not what it says. It makes it very clear. It said, be not deceived. It said the falling away will come first. Then the man of sin be revealed. Singular. See, he's trying to pass off someone else. Somebody him. See, he's the man of sin that came on the scene after Elijah Muhammad left, right? A couple of years after Elijah Muhammad left, 1977, right? So after falling away, then he will be revealed. See? Now, one interesting thing I'm going to say here is that if you go and read about Elijah, okay, he's called Elias. See, Farrakhan, Aaron's called Elias. He's Elijah Muhammad's, he's Elijah's, his top minister, spokesman or whatever, right? And so at that time, when Elijah departs, he says to Elias, he says, what can I do, what can I do for you, you know what I'm saying, as I'm departing? And Elijah says, well, can you give me a double portion of spirit? Now, you looked there before. See, Elijah had 2 portions of spirit. Remember, because those original nations was called 7 spirits, also called the 7 eyes. That's very important, 7 eyes and 7 spirits. Keep that in mind, 7 eyes and 7 spirits. So he said, he says, I want a double portion of spirit. He wanted the same thing Elijah had. He wanted those the same. He said, okay, okay, and it's conditional. He said, if you see me when I depart, right, and I depart and go up to the mountain, back at the far, right, if you witness that with your own eyes, right, then if you witness that with your own eyes, okay, you will get what you want. You ask for it. Get what you want. And so when you see when Farrakhan goes up, and I just showed you, right, he goes up, right? When Elijah goes up, he covers Farrakhan. Remember, the other ones represent the eyes, so he covers his eye. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth, you read it. Yes, why do you say that? Where's the God of Elijah? Why is that? Because he can't see him now. That's angel language. So he doesn't get what he wants. And he turns hypocrite. And Elijah is also a musician. So brothers and sisters, all there. Okay, so now the subedition is revealed. And it says that he was set in a temple. It says temple, don't say mosque, don't say church, it says a temple, that means Elijah's temple, and he declared himself as God. So we see that in a minute. manifest photoshopped, right? So that's what it said. It said the temple declared itself, right, above all that's called God. Who's called God here, right? Only people it's called God that we understand is Satan. It's called the God Zayd, right? And Farad. So he's above them because he declaring himself a God. He said he declared himself above all that's called God. That's what it's talking about, angel language, right? So he would reign for 42 years. That means 2019 would be his last year. That means he's through this year. He won't get past this year, right? So that's what that means. Okay. So that's son of perdition. He's Aaron. Remember, Aaron came after Elijah. He screwed up everything. They did worship the golden calf and everything else. And what happened? Right? But we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll get back to that. Now I want to talk about these witnesses. Now I didn't mention that when I talked about 1948. In 1948, I said witnesses, right, which are the Shia, they were witnessed 42 years. 42 years, right? Starting in 1948. That would take you up to 1990. See? They're the witnesses against false Israel. Okay? So, we're in 1990 now. In 1990, that's when Saddam Hussein went into Kuwait, and so in 1991, I mean, they started preparing for war, and actually, the war actually started in the kinetic war started in 1991, where America, falsely Israel, Britain moved into the Middle East, like we see here in the bottom right here. You see the witnesses, they're at the top. Now, those of you who understand the Injil, right, you got, I show Obama there, I'm not going to talk about him right now, but I'm leaving there. That would be the lion, right? And so you have the lion, then you have, as the house of Saudi, that's the calf, right? And then you got, right, the face of man. Then you got the flying eagle, which is Satan, okay? So the witnesses, the top two wings are the Muslim part of that nation. So they're usually golden, right? Because gold represents the original nation, also represents Islam. So the witnesses are the Muslim part of the witnesses are the Shia. They're the Muslim part of the Caucasian nation. See, they're not Caucasian, right? They're like Farad, right? See, they originally on their father's side, Caucasian on the mother's side. See, half original if you will. Okay, they're like Farad. Okay, so here they are in 1990, just before the war starts. Okay. Now we're going to walk through this, right? And it's 1990, 1991, actually, the kinetic war actually starts, right? They're the dominant forces in the Middle East at the time, that's Syria and Iran, right? But now America, falls Israel, Britain is getting ready to move into the Middle East, which will supersede their power. Okay, here, right there in this position now, and then it says, for 42 years, they would be in top position. They've been in this position for 24 years. Where you get 24 from? Because it says 3.5 days. No, it said 3 days and a half. So you assume that that's half day. No. You have to understand how Ninja works. And it said 3 days and a half. Half of what? Half of the 42 months, which is 21 months. Right? See? Then 21 plus 3 is 24. That's the 24 years, which would take you from 1991 to 2015. So they would be here. They'd be in that position until 2015, right there between America, falls Israel, Britain, and Eastern Europe and Western Europe. See, So they've been contention with all of them during that period of time, from 1991, right, to 2015. That's where 3 days and a half come from. 3 days, 3 plus half of what? 24. I mean, half 42 is 21. That's 24. So that puts you in 2000 to 2015, right? Which in 2015 is in that period of time, right, where they made this agreement, where Obama made this agreement with them on this nuclear agreement. So we can talk about that in a minute. Okay, here we're going to reiterate, right? They're in that position, which they will be for 24 years, 1991 to 2015, right? As a result of America falls Israel and Britain moving into the Middle East in 1990. See? And the witness was cast down. So their power was superseded. So the power brokers in the Middle East during this period of time be America, falls Israel, and Britain. So let's now close attention now that the first position, they was there for 42 years. They was in that position for 42 years, stationary. They was there for 42 years. This position, they will be here for 24 years. In that position for 24 years, that's become 24 years, they was there. That's how long they will be there. Okay, let's move on. Now, something is about to happen, right? It talks about there being the foot of the nations, right, for 42 months. So we see all these nations that we have the top nation there, right, which was the calf. We see Obama's picture there. And next would be the top would be the lion, the second would be the calf, then the basic man, right? So they'll be on the bottom. That means the foot of all the nations. They'll be on the bottom, right? And they say they'd be there, right, for 42 months, which would be 3.5 years, right? So that means, and we're going to see it in a minute, that will take you from 2015 to 2018 plus 6 months. Now, in this scenario, it must start in March. The year starts in March 21st. The first day of spring is the first day of the year. That's been universal until Katie came along and changed it. The calendar you have right now is their calendar. Universally, the first day of spring was recognized the first day of the year. That's biblical also. Except in certain situations which you still understand what they're doing. But so that would mean that 6 months, right, would not be June, it would be March, April, May, June, July, August, right? See? Not saying it right. March, April, May, June, July, August, right? So they would be in that, it says they would be, we say in the second, right? That they would take, and they would be underfooted nations. So what do you mean underfooted nations? Well, who represents the nation? The UN. So let's go and look at that. Now remember, first position, they was there for 42 years. This position, they would be there for 24 years. This right here, right? So now they're under the foot of the nation. That's what that means. See? They be cast down at foot of the nations. That's UN. That's the agreement, right? They were under UN control, UN supervision, right? UN inspections. That's the agreement was made, right? See? And so they would be there for 42 months. See? Which is what? That's 3.5 years. Okay? So let's add this up now. 1948 to 2000 to 1990, that's 42 years. Then they would be there for 24 years. That puts you to 2015, right? Because 1991, right, to 2015, right? And then 2015, right, the agreement was made, and then They would be down there, right, for 42 months. That's just 3.5 years. So that'd be 2015 to 2018, right, in 6 months. They've been in that position to 2018, right, in 6 months starting from March. That's the situation they're in. See? And what would happen then? Okay, this on the timeline here, what happened then? That's when Trump abrogated the agreement, or pulled out. Okay? So they wasn't under, they was under obligated feelings of obligation that agreement anymore because the main person had pulled out, the main party had pulled out. So the agreement was no longer respected. This happened in 2018, just like it says. Okay? That's how you got the 42 months. 42 months is 3.5 years. Okay? So here we see, as I said, right, they will be under authority of the UN, right, for 3.5 years, 2015 to 2018, right, and 6 months starting from March. Now we're going to talk about this wind. See, because it says that there's another 3.5 there. It's a different 3.5. Right? This comes out of 24 also. But that, in this case, not 24 years, it's 24 months, which is 2 years. Right? But did not happen just right there for 2 years. It says it took 2 years to get to that position. We see that in a minute. It took 2 years to get to that position. That's a whole different situation than before. Before it says 42 years in that one position, right? 24 years in another position, right? 3.5 years in another position. But this, it doesn't say that they would be there, right? For 2 years in this position. It didn't say that. It said it took 2 years to get to that position. That's movement. That's velocity, right? That's the wind they're talking about because they're moving. Okay? Anything moves produces wind, produces breeze. That's the wind they're talking about because they was under this, but now they moved up, right? So that would take them to 2000, right? And 2020, right? October, because it says after that 24, after that 24, after that 2 years after, right? The Spirit of God came to them. See, who's the Spirit of God? See, Satan, that's a God. Under his face, you see blood dip under that would be one of the demons. He's one of the spirits. So that means now they're covering that. Also, they'd be during this period of time that they will be plaguing, spreading plagues. It says that they would spread plagues on the earth to all they wish. They'll be during this time spreading plagues between 2018 in 6 months to 2020 in 6 months. Now they tell you that they found that the plague started much more early than they thought it started. But it really hit America until 2016, according to the prophecy. But spreading all over the place. Right? Okay. Now, another thing about this wind. That's the wind. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. But that's the wind. Right? And so that's what was about this wind. So this wind is that brought about the war. If you read about this wind in chapter, in the seals, 6th seal, right? There was this wind, right? That shook the fig tree. Satan, the false Israel, is recognized as the fig tree in Scripture. Most people recognize that understand Scripture at all. So the figs would be America and Britain. But it says this wind blew all of a sudden and caused the fig tree to throw its unrighteous figs. That means they was planning to do something but the wind, right, blew before they could do it. You see, because they was planning to do something. So we said they planned for a minute, but that's understanding the wind. Because remember, it wasn't in opposition. It took them 2 years to get to that position. That means it's moving. It's different than the other ones. So that's the wind we're talking about. That's not the four winds. It's different. That's the wind. So this is about to happen. No, well, no, not backwards. It's too quick. This happened, but the wind is not finished. See, this is the first part of the wind. See, because the wind blew, right? And then the shaking came. Okay. So here we are now, right? The wind's about to blow. They finished up their 42 months, 3.5 years under the United Nations, right? See, so now the wind's about to blow. That means wind will start blowing in 2018 in 6 months. Right? So now when the plague will start. Okay? And see, it's understated that demons also a spirit. Those the real nation also called 7 spirits, right? On 7 eyes. So that says, and he said after 2 years, right? The Spirit of God came into that means now they're covering that. That means that's wind. The wind has been blowing for 2 years. For 2 years of the wind blowing, which puts you at 2020, right? October 2020. Put you there, right? Which means a plague is spreading. The weather hasn't started yet, but it's getting hot. See, it's getting very hot because you're blowing, right? It hasn't caused the fig trees to blow, it hasn't caused the fig trees to be cashed yet. It's blowing hard, right? They get you to 2020, around October, okay? That's when the wind completes. And you have it there. That's when the wind completes. Now, right? See? Now, that's the war. So now it's kicked falls Israel, America, and Britain out of the Middle East. Right? That's the war in heaven. Michael and his angels has fought, his angels is shield, fought against the dragons, dragons. This is House of Sard, that's the Sunnis. Remember, because why? The angel says, I've been saying for each and every since 1990 when Civil broke. Now you see it. Who would believe before that they would have an alliance between false Israel, the dragon, that means the Sards, right? The Sunnis, Arab Sunnis, right? And Britain, they've got alliance. You see? Now you see it. Peace spring up. They say peace, sudden destruction. So peace is supposed to be breaking out in the Middle East. It says when they say it's peace, that destruction will come. So that's what, see the scenario, all this peace of, we see the climate, like you see the clouds, see the dark, see light, it's going to rain. All the things that Angel is telling about, it's in place right now. And now you can say them saying, if you go out the internet and you listen to the news and everything, even these people saying they expect a war with Iran anytime now. They say that's what Trump is setting up. They say Israel wants everybody, so there you go. So now they've kicked them out, right? So wind's blowing. Okay. Now, if you read here, it says, pray that your flight. What's this flight? See, this flight is when the four winds blow. A result about what's about to happen. It says, and we mentioned it because we need to understand about this period of time. It says, pray that your flight will not be in the winter or on the Sabbath. Well, the winter starts in December 21st, which is almost here, right? But the Sabbath is not the Sabbath day, like Sunday or whatever, or Saturday. It's the 7th month. which from March will be September. So it's telling you, right, pray that doesn't happen, right, that will happen, that what it's actually saying is it happens after September, right, but before December 21st. Your flight. In other words, right, because it said it's going to be a time of trouble, right, such as never was before. Right? So this is when the four winds blow. We're going to talk about that in a minute. See? So that's why you understand the time period. That's why we need a time period right. That's why I'm focused on this, because we have a time period right now. That's what it's talking about. Somebody that time period right now, right? So in other words, they's praying. The other way of saying it, praise your flight, right, will be sometime in October, November, or before the 21st of December. Okay? Okay, a couple of things here. First of all, I talk about these plagues. I'm going to bring it up before we go any further here. It says, if you read Exodus and talk about the plague, it says, I will send one more plague, and the purpose of plague was to drive you out. This will make drive. What do you mean drive you out? Drive you out. Altogether. They say just drive out, drive altogether. What does that mean? That means, okay, make it leave the land or kill you. Why did they add altogether? See? That's the underscore. No, you get rid of you, because we'll see it in a minute. But that's what Pharaoh actually, he comes after to kill you. So drive you all together. Now the purpose of the plague, to drive you all together. He said the plague is coming from God. And he said the angel, if we study the angel, he said the shit is one spreading this plague. And it's coming from Farah, right? And it should come in 2020, right, in America, because from 1619 to 2019 is the 40 year. Then the plague will come in 2020. Will kill the firstborn. That means the most elderly. That's who it's killing. But it will pass over, right, those who had the lamb's blood on their door. So in other words, it will pass over those associated with blood and door. See? So if you was associated with that, then it would pass over you. So that's why you need to understand this very clearly. Because now it's not actually showing that clearly right here. You see the door on top there? Okay. The door represents the original nation. See, Abraham. Okay? That's the door. See? Those are doors, symbolically. Right? But the blood also represents the African nations. So you see blood, I got door and blood and one. So that's what I have like that, so it's connected to it. So door and blood. So those are the ones who will pass over. And that's exactly what's happening. It's virtually not affecting Africa at all. It's not affecting at all. The country in Africa has no symptoms whatsoever. And they're not social distancing, not wearing masks or anything. But they got the same DNA we have. So why are they telling us we die disproportionately here when in Africa it's not happening at all? They're not wearing masks or any of that stuff. Because somebody's lying. See? Okay. Hope you understand that. It said, these are the days of vengeance. See? It says a time has never been before. So this is unprecedented trouble. Time unprecedented trouble. Days of why vengeance? Who was being wrong? That's us. So who's God? God says, vengeance is mine. So he's taking vengeance upon them. See, it says all things written will be fulfilled. It's not been telling you. It says, what does that mean? That means Abraham a covenant is what everything revolves around. So everything will be fulfilled now because that's the fulfillment of the covenant. It says that's what everything everything is related to Abrahamic covenant. Okay? Hope you understand, brothers. So the doors represents Abraham's seed. That means it passed over us. I'm 71, and I don't wear a mask, and I'm not worried about it whatsoever. It passed over us. They won't tell you that. They understand the scripture. They understand the story. They understand Exodus. Right? Also, you understand the Exodus. They from the time they conceived, they've been taught it. So they know exactly what's going on. They're not going to tell you. Okay, brothers and sisters. But it says this. Remember, this time everything will fulfilled, because it says all scriptures written will be fulfilled, because this is the time of fulfillment in the covenant, and all the scriptures in the Old Testament, as well as the New Testament, is surrounding Abraham's covenant. Okay, days of vengeance again. Now, when it says, woe to those who are pregnant, those who are nursing babies. What does that mean? Sounds, see, if people read the Bible, they just take it for face value. That's why you have to understand the Injil. Without the Injil, you read something you have no idea what to talk about. But what they're talking about here is they're trying to kill you. This is the purpose that's what it's saying. See the blinking there? That's what it means, those who are pregnant. Because now they have something under them. They don't always have something under them. They're the ones that are pregnant. Right? Why are they pregnant? Because they're attacking us, all black people, not just the original people, right? They're attacking all black people. That was their plan. See, what was interrupted by the winds. See, because first they was going to do this before the winds blew. If you understand Adam and Eve, that's a story, because they first ate the fruit. See, that those Levites and they represent the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they ate before they covered themselves. The witness saw the sackcloth in chapter 11. The witness also called sackcloth. Sackcloth covered. See, that was a plan they had, but they was preempted because the witnesses. Because what it's telling you right now is, if you understand this, and this war is about to take place, that means right now they have a plan in place right now to get rid of you. They're executing that plan right now to get rid of you. Right now, something they're doing right now is designed to get rid of you. Now, what do you think that might be? Because this, remember, it's connected to the plague. Because it says that plague will cause them, right, to drive you out altogether. Connect to the plague. You need to understand, brothers and sisters, what's going on here. See? So we're in this time period right now, and they're doing something right now that's designed to get rid of you, but before they actually execute it, because right now, what's going on right now? They're telling you, hey, suddenly they got this vaccine, they want to push it real fast. And the vaccine, this plague was really designed to get rid of you, us, and Africa, which it backfires, getting everybody to accept us. That's what it's really designed to do. But it backfired. And now they got a new version, right? Got a new version, right? A mutated version. They do just the opposite. Until everything backfires. So they have a plan in motion right now. Right now, they get rid of you. So they want to get rid of us, because the topsoil in America is almost virtually gone. That's why they can't really begin with, because they ruined all the topsoil. And Europe and in Ireland was a blight. They couldn't grow anything, because you need topsoil. You just can't put something in the ground. You need topsoil. They used it all up. They abused the land. Now they use all the topsoil in America, right? They got little left. That's what you want a 6-stage reparations. See, these lies and fools, they only talk about, because if you got it, you got much land, you got enough topsoil maybe to grow maybe 10 years more at the best. So what you gonna do after that? Then you got a desert, you got nothing. Then what you gonna do then? What you gonna beg for then? See, that's why we want to take Africa, because Africa's still rich in topsoil. A lot of that topsoil that you buy from Home Depot and everything's come from Africa. That's a whole other story. See, they raping the land over here and bring over here, you understand, so they can still plant. That's why a lot of African countries are going having famines and stuff, because they send their topsoil. They got these weak leaders over there. They either blackmail or whatever. They take their topsoil and bring it over here. That's what's going on right there, brothers and sisters. Right? This is so important what I'm trying to get to you today. But all this going to happen is sudden. See, they said it will come as a snare. They got a snare prepared for you. They said they're going to do it the way you won't see it. We deal shrewdly with them. See? Hey, brothers and sisters. Now we're still talking about Exodus. Now we're going to look at from another point of view where, right, okay, remember it says they would drive them all together. So now, what does that mean? We go in and look at Exodus, and we see what? Pharaoh lets people go in and change his mind. He can't. He wants to keep, he wants to keep. See, he needs us for our creativity, right? But if he can't control us, he needs to get rid of us. He can't let us go. He can't let us go, right? Because we got creativity with us, and then we might turn back on them. See? So he's schizoid. Well, I need to keep him, but I can't let him go. See? That's what's going on here. See? So, understand these symbols here. If you understand, read earlier in the Angel, there's a crystal sea and there's a regular sea. Crystal sea is that Red Sea. The black ones, the red ones there, they also call the sea. They also sea also. Okay? So it says that they take, right? And they're the one to flee. See, because now they're being attacked. In other words, once this war starts, it's going to start before they have a chance to execute their plan. So once the war starts, now America said, remember they said they was afraid if there's a war, right? War breaks out, that you would turn against and fight against them. That's the idea here about the Japanese in World War II. So you got two things going on here. First, they was planning to get rid of you before the war, right? But now the war came, preempted them, put them unawares before they was completely ready, right? Because it says unripe figs. The figs wasn't ripe yet, wasn't ready yet. So before they could carry it out, bam, the wind hit them. That war starts all the other wars. That's the one the Son of Man has. That's the main one. So that war takes off Armageddon. Right? So you see, in that war, America is now at war in Europe against Russia and in the EU with its former friends. They also had war with China and India. You see war with China. It's always building, still. They say right now, China's a major threat. Now, all these things, the India was talking about, all these things are in place right now. All these things India's talking about. I've been talking this for years, for over 30 years now. Anybody's been following up and telling me, following what I've been saying, I've been telling me this thing for years. I got information to prove it. And now all these things come in and focus at one time. Right now. See? So that's where we're at right now. So they're at war. And so at that point, right, they know they have to get rid of us. Like that Japanese, put in the contract, they know they got to get rid of us now, because now they're actually out of war. See? So now, they're not preparing to do what you were saying, because they was preparing, they was almost ready, but the war started, right? Michael's angels, right, preempted. That's why in those days be sure, no soul be laid to lie. Why do you say those days be sure, no soul be left like? For the next thing to tell you, because if they hadn't sure that the elect would be killed too. They're going to kill all of us. But I said, no soul be left alive. But for the elect's sake, that means that's telling you the subject is that they were going to kill us all. But that day had to be short. That means he had to attack them, right? That wind had taken start the war, kick them out of the Middle East. And that you know, and that slowed them down, right? See? For a second, but not much, because now they want, but the more intense now. See? Because now they're at war. Because remember before, They was doing it because they was afraid we'd be at war. But now they're at war. Now they're actually at war. So now they know they got to take us out. Okay? So according to Exodus, right? They go, remember, because in Exodus, a wind came up first. That's that war. A wind came up first, right? When Pharaoh was chasing, right? Coming after the children of Israel with his army. He wasn't coming to capture us. He was coming to take us out. And the wind came up first. That's the wind. Now be staying carefully, right? That's the wind came up first. Okay? Now the children of Israel, we find ourselves between the sea and Pharaoh's armies. And so Elijah or Moses had to take and separate, right? He blew a wind against the four winds against the sea, separate the sea, so the children of Israel could go across the sea, right, on dry land. So now you see here, remember I told you red also see. So now they're going. So it's dry land. There's no water there. That space right there is no water there. That's dry land. See? And it says the children of Israel, they would go across, and it said there'd be a sea on both sides of them, as a wall on both sides of them. See, and they go around the middle, there's water, sea, river on both sides of them. That's what it's talking about. Why would it say that? Because it said the sea, the river, the water be on both sides of them as they go up to the dry land. It's talking about. So all blacks now, because remember the separation took place after they got out of Egypt. So now all passed through. Now they went through on dry land, and the girls on both, there's water across the sea on both sides of them now. That's what happens, right? Now, and then the sea, what, it drowned Pharaoh's army. See, now they drown. See, they separated for them to go to dry land, but it drowned Pharaoh's army. That's in your language. It's right there, brothers and sisters. That's what it's talking about there. So this way they cross out, they get out of Egypt, right? See, and according to Exodus, right, all the blacks come together. It's not the harvest yet. Demons everywhere, all blacks. Because they're going to kill all. But see, the thing is that the demons, right, they still want to be with Master. Only reason they ran because Master's going to kill them too. See, and they still trying to negotiate with Master. Master, we ain't going to kill you. We loyal to you. We love you. We're your children. And Master, if they convinced them, then they would have turned back. They would turn on us. See, the Master wouldn't take any chances. I'm getting rid of all. Man, I ain't taking chances. I ain't taking no chances. I'm getting rid of all y'all. I ain't taking no chances. See what happens? See, understand that? See? So they were still loyal because if you read the demon-possessed man, right? They said, please don't make me be out because that's Farrakhan, Egypt. Louis Eugene Grounds, if you know why backwards. He's going to speak for the demon-possessed man. So please don't make me leave the country when Jesus, that's right, Jesus, Joshua, Suleiman. Please don't make me leave the country. You want to stay with the master, the swine devil's master. You want to stay here. See? So Jesus said, okay. He called them out. Right? And then he said, okay, you go back to swine daddies. So they went back to swine daddies, and they got to fight with each other. We have to click together. See? So let's see what happens. Okay, we see here in Exodus, remember, when Moses returns after being gone for 40 years, about 40 years, right? He returns. He gets them worshiping the golden calf. Okay? And he got some worshiping the golden calf. And he takes Aaron and his followers, right? And he separates them out. Right? And he slaughters all of Farrakhan's followers. All of Aaron's followers. Right? It said 3,000. And they was saying in the note, each one of these represents 1,000, they go to 2,000. They're cast down back to their daddies. The swine bag, that's what they're cast down. And they're replaced by the witnesses. Now, Levites, they wanted to slaughter them. Remember I said they're going to be, the nation of Islam is going to be turned out from within. The Levites are the nation of Islam, set up by Elijah Muhammad, right? Elect on top there, that's Lazarus. That's the one that Suleiman will raise. Elijah Muhammad raised the Levites, right? But Suleiman will raise Lazarus. So once they were cast, once they were separated, that was the demon-possessed man in the wild. Once demons were separated from him, then he got his mind back. But he wasn't allowed to be, he wasn't allowed. See, that's the ark there. He's still in the waters. Where's where all the trouble is? He's still going through tribulation because he wasn't allowed to be delivered. Because the Levites, the nation of Islam, their purpose, remember Elijah says, first he said the messenger of the covenant will come to his temple. That means that's another messenger after him. Ain't nobody going down. Don't worry about that. Just read it. Right? And he says, they were supposed to prepare a way for Suleiman or Joshua. They didn't do that. Instead of preparing a way, they were supposed to build a bridge between Elijah and Suleiman, so Suleiman came because he prepared a way before him. Right? The messenger of the covenant to come to the temple. They were prepared a way. They built mansions for Pharaoh instead. So now they got consequences. They got to go to consequences. They got to go to tribulation. Okay, brothers and sisters. Let's see. Okay, sisters and brothers, that pretty much wraps it up. I took you from one end of Exodus to the other to the time of deliverance. Right? To return home. Once we return home, that's another job altogether because that's when Joshua goes to war. Because Pharaoh's already cleaned out the Middle East at that point, right? He won the Middle East. He's knocked out the dragon, falls Israel, and America kicked him out. Right? So now he has possession in the Middle East. He's out the authorities, out Assad. They're all kicked out. See? But the people are still there. They're the Sunni. And they say Ishmael, they say all that belongs to them, it's nice, it belongs to us. They're not giving it up. So I have to go to war with them. We have to go to war with them. See? Clean out the land. That's what it's all about. See? That's Exodus. You have to ask Joshua and his armies, right? Because it says when the 4 winds blew, right? Mighty army, right? So we go to war with them, led by Joshua. Joshua will be the general on the ground. Pharaoh will be the God in the sky. Read it, Exodus. He protects us by in the sky, and Joshua was the general on the ground. That's the high priest and the God. And Joshua fights all the way to take control of the promised land. While that's happening, the whole world will be in turmoil. So that's America would be destroyed by China, India. See, death and hate. And why did they call China death? Because they told me they death and hell. That's what America's about to have. Death and hell. See? And they were taken captivity. It says those who leave captivity will go into captivity. We have what's the other word they use? They say, as you have done, so she's done to you. All things did to us will happen to them. Within days. America's going to be invaded. We're going to be out of here. Be invaded by China. India. There's a lot more I can tell you about that, but not right here. How they anyone will escape. But they would take over the country. They would slowly by everybody they can. And show them mercy at all. Those able-bodied, healthy, they were taken in captivity and never come out. They're going to take down all of Europe. China and India will be together, and a confederation of African, non-Islamic African states will be with them. That's who led by Obama. It says he went for a conquering and conquer. He's that he's the person on the white horse and first seal. His first conquest was to create the United States. Next conquest will be the leaders of non-Islamic African Confederation. And he will be with them, chapter 17, so he'll be alongside. The dragon, the beast, and he'll be alongside. They will take down America. Then, after they take down America, take down Europe, right, they'll get to fight with each other. He says Obama's going to be the winner of that. He's going to have control of China, India, all that. And he had control of the whole world except for us in the Middle East. And it says, at that point in time, they're going to look and say, here's people at peace, with no walls or anything surrounding them, it's secure. And they're going to attack us. That's the final battle. That's the final battle. So it takes 6 months to bury the dead. That's the final battle. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. I'm trying to bring up to date where we are right now. And when you go back there, go look at the point where it says, right, where the 4 winds blow, right, where they're preparing something right now, between now and the beginning of 21st December. That's where we are right now. Thank you, brothers and sisters.